So last summer, I kind of became an Italian farmer.
So we're back watching Ice Cream with his videos. I love this guy. He just matches my ADHD. He's just amazing. So sorry if I pause it a lot, because we're going to be reacting to some of the stuff he says. So let's get back to the video.
Farmer, unexpectedly. I am from the city, and I don't really know anything about plants or animals. But this opportunity came about when I was talking to a friend who had another friend who had a farm in Italy. He was looking for people to farm sit while he was away so that his plants and animals don't die while he's gone, which makes sense.
The pig just exploded. That's crazy, bro.
My friend just kind of passively was talking about this. I'm like, oh man, that kind of sounds fun. Well, if you want to come, feel free. You just got to get to Italy. This is something I never am going to do. I'm never going to have a farm. I'm never going to invest in my own pigs or cows. In this moment, I knew that I kind of had to say yes because I wanted to know what it's like. Plus, both my parents grew up on a farm, by the way. So I think I have a little farmer DNA in me. It calls to me in some kind of way. So I took up the offer, and I made my way to Italy. So I get there, and here's the farm. The house, which is a large house, is situated here. There's a garage. There were 3 dogs, a bunch of chickens, a trampoline, goats, sheep, some pigs who were separated because of pig drama, a bunch of cats, and 2 roosters.
Cats from the game, you know, the cat, what's it called? Where the cats go against the other animals? Yeah, whatever.
So it was a full farm. There was a lot to do. I didn't know how this was gonna go, because, again, as a city guy, the hard work I do is at a desk. Could I handle the work? Well, we got a stack of papers of things to do, which was generally like this. Feed the dogs, but separated, and keep an eye on Bo because he tries to eat others' foods. Feed the pigs, but water down their food into a slop, and keep an eye on the big brother pig because he likes to steal his little brother's food. The kitties need their breakfast, but only fill their food up until the bottom of the bowl is filled because they don't always eat the food from the day before. A cup of feed for the chickens and the roosters, scooch some hay for the sheep, the goats will just eat the grass outside. Then, finally, cut up some veggies from the garden and give it to everybody as a breakfast treat. I think this is really gonna work out because I get really stressed about traveling to places where I don't know the language, but in this situation, I'm on a farm with a great view, so I don't have to worry about stepping on any toes.
That is, yes, you see this hair right here? It's just like disintegrated. Let's watch that again.
Finally, cut up some veggies from the garden and give it to everybody as a breakfast treat. I think this is really gonna work out because I get really stressed about traveling to places where I don't know the language, but in this situation, I'm on a farm with a great view, so I don't have to worry about stepping on any toes and I can just enjoy the beauty of Italy in the backyard of this small farm. But then I start to hear some yelling. Italian yelling.
One of the coolest things about ZZZ is the environments and how real they feel. For example, if you go to Lumina's,
I look around and see it's their neighbor yelling at me, an old Italian woman. I don't know any Italian. I only speak American. So this made me kind of nervous. Does she think we're intruding in her neighbor's home? Is she gonna call the police? Will I get taken away? And what kind of punishments will they subject me to?
Pizza goes crazy.
Maybe they deport me. I don't know. Oh, what's that? You want me to talk about you some more?
Kitty.
Well, only if you pay me, so. This video is sponsored by Battle Cats. Do you have the capacity for enjoyment?
Please, give me peace.
Well, I got the game for you.
I'm not sponsored by Battle
Cats. Is a game where
Cats,
there
so
are cats. You're their leader, and you're out to conquer the universe. What a note to Fate Universe Battle. What's your seasonal heroes? Download Battle Cats on iOS or Android for free using the link in the description or this QR code. Unless you're watching this on a phone, you can't use it then. Then you have to use the description link, silly little man. Battle Cats, thanks for sponsoring this video. So this old lady was yelling something, and also her dogs were acting like they were ready to feast on my blood. I just kind of wanted to ignore it, but she persisted, and I can't really just sit there pretending like I don't hear anything, because you can definitely hear something. So I approach, and I'm like, hey, I don't speak any Italian. And she threw a fig at me. And I realized she was sharing her figs. She was still speaking Italian while I tried to catch all the figs. I thought, what am I gonna do with all these figs? I've never even seen a fig that wasn't a fig Newton. But we were on a farm in Italy. We could use this in a delicious charcuterie board. So I said thank you, and she said something in Italian, and her dog said something that will probably get me demonetized, and we went our separate ways. And we set up to make a charcuterie board. The fake charcuterie board night was part charcuterie, part panic. Using the figs that we just got, we set up a delicious spread. Many cheeses and crackers.
Delicious.
We were just about to enjoy, but then Grace said there's something in the chicken coop. We had access to their security camera around the farm so that we can keep an eye on things when it's nighttime. And Grace saw that on the camera there was a non-chicken shaped entity in the chicken coop. We didn't want to lose any of the chicken, so we ran out to make sure everything was okay and it wasn't a threat. And it wasn't a threat. It was a little baby owl. We were really freaked out that there was going to be like a bloodbath that we'd have to deal with, but it was okay because the baby owl was just a little baby and he didn't want to hurt anybody. Probably, maybe. Do owls even eat chickens? I don't know. He didn't run it.
It looks like I could just pick it up and squish it. Just like, you know, those little squishies. Yeah, it looks like I can just pick it up like one of those and just squish it over and over again. Just. Sorry, my ADHD's kicking in.
And he was actually really sweet and chill. So that was nice. We took him out of the chicken coop and we put him in the barn loft where there was a bunch of hay and he could be warm for the night. So I'm thankful that everything worked out, but the trip wasn't completely casualty-less. There was one day while I'm working on the farm, I see what I thought was a cat in the distance. It's kind of a weird looking cat. This, I would later learn, was not a cat and was the cause of some actual chicken loss. When the night comes around, there's another checklist that we have to go through, and one of the tasks is counting the chickens. We counted the chickens, and there were not enough chickens. We looked for the chicken, and we could not find the chicken. Where was the chicken? We messaged the guy who actually owns the farm, and we're like, hey, we can't find one of the chickens, but the fence is completely closed in. Are we missing something? He mentions that there has been a fox roaming around, and somehow probably got. Poor guy. Rest in peace, little chicken. So time passes, and I see again, hey, that isn't a cat at all, that's a fox. We stare each other down, kind of like that scene in Fantastic Mr. Fox, except this fox was not fantastic. And I didn't like him at all. That night, when we're closing up, we count the chickens and stuff, and we all go to sleep. As I'm drifting off, the dogs start to go ballistic, and I think, it's the fox. I am filled with farmer's determination, and I snap from dreamland into 100% lucidity. I run outside and instinctively grab a pitchfork and sprint towards the chicken coop like RoboCop if he had a different, more rural line of work. I turn the corner and there, Mr. Fantastic himself. There was a fence between me and him. I was battle ready, but I couldn't get to him. So my instincts set in, and I did what I could. And the day was won. The fox was gone, and the chickens were safe. I think I actually did something there because after that night, he never came back. I also think I was ready to die because that night I dove headfirst into a fox fight with zero fighting experience for some chickens that I've only known for a couple of days. I probably would have gotten really hurt if there was not a fence there. So I'll just pat myself on the back and call it a win. The rest of the experience was great. Italy has pizza. I'm sure that some of you may know that. In one of my previous videos, I talked about how I dislike French fry pizza. Tried to make it myself, tasted it, tasted really bad. Not a good idea. But I had a couple of comments that told me in Italy, it is a thing. It's called American pizza and that I should try it. Well, I was in Italy. Guess what I ordered? American-style pizza. And guess what? It was really good. I don't know how they pulled it off. Here, have a taste. Yeah. It's good. It's like Italians really know their pizza or something. Anyway, the farming was good. The dogs were lovely. The cats were chill. The goats took care of themselves. The sheep were super freaky. Beautiful scenery. The whole experience was great, and I would certainly go back. Thanks for watching. Thank you to Matt for animating. Matt had a big part of animating this video with me.
Well, there it is. Another ice cream video. How he became an Italian farmer. Well, that's very interesting, and I'll see you guys later. Like and subscribe.